See that little hill on the side of the town? Go on up and climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. And there alone you kneel and you feel indeed you wanna go and help every soul that you see. You wanna go and share what you know inside and show you love them. Out beyond this home so dear, there's another call I hear, and the river turns to sea, and the stars smile back at me, and little butterflies inside now, and the home that I'll go with. And I remember days when we laughed so hard. We walked along the roads in the country so far. I remember children and sounds in the streets, and we belonged there. And then a broken man in his house one day, he said he wasn't sure if he knew how to pray. Then he tried and said what's in his heart, so pure and easy. Slowly turn around and see, there's a part of them in me. Now the birds are flying home through the hills above the storm, and I know that I should follow, but it's hard to say goodbye. And the river turns to sea, and the stars smile back at me, and all the butterflies are gone now, but it's time to come back. I'm coming home. It's been said that to live is to sorrow. It's been said that there's no room for tomorrow. So men stand there and stare at the twilight, and they work out each day as it seems right. But oh, I knew we would shine, so I say hallelujah sometimes. And I think now, all this time has been on this road. And what about all the September moons? And what about all the flowers in June? And what about all the times that I sit here and wonder? You may think I'm wrong for believing this way, that I could be wrong every hour of each day, and I think about every moment that I can remember. And what about all the mountains in spring? And what about
Utah. You are watching Mormon Talk with Carson O. Kimball and Brett O'Call.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another family-friendly, wonderful episode of Mormon Talk. My name is Carson O. Kimball. I haven't been here for a couple weeks. Oh, man, I've been going through kind of a rough and tumble time, as it were. But regardless, thanks to the prayers and love of family and friends, and from just, the Lord helping me through everything, and just I'm back. I'm feeling great. I'm no longer sick anymore. That was horrible to be gone for 2 weeks. I think a lot happened while I wasn't here as well, but nevertheless, I'm so very, very glad to be back with everybody and to be here on Talent Talk. I'm so glad I didn't have to miss out on that. Anyway, I do want to address the elephant not in the room. Brett is not here tonight. As many of you maybe were tuned in last week, Brett wasn't. He was having a very off week, and he felt a lot of pressure to do the show, and couldn't do it. And he instead of telling me that he didn't want to do it, I think he let that kind of darken him and get to him, and he kind of I think he spooked a few people out and posted a video of a YouTube video of a house that was unfortunately on fire, and he gave me permission to kind of explain what happened, and I'll have everyone know that he, first and foremost, that he is fine. He is doing wonderfully right now. In fact, he is out with his wife right now, and they are just having a night out. I don't know what they're doing, but they're just spending some time together rather than doing the show. And I can completely 100% 100% respect that, and so that's awesome. I'm so happy for them, and well, wonderful, great. Let me go ahead and take a look at the chat. Great. So Dave Hawkins says, hello, welcome back, Carson. Thank you for the warm welcome back. It's good to be back and to be here with my Mormon Talk family, to share another wonderful Talent Talk evening with everybody. Mahanrai Moryankamer, which is one of the coolest names on here, said, man-made, just like a certain book I know. I think he's talking about something earlier on in the chat. David Rogers says, Carson had coronavirus. No, luckily I did not have coronavirus. I was experiencing a lot of symptoms that's kind of spooked me out, to be frank with you. And I was a little bit afraid that I might have it. But I did get a test back, and I did not have coronavirus, although I was very, very sick, with all sorts of symptoms that I just are very... very undesirable to have. Okay, great. Beth H said, okay. Sherman Smoot says, oh boy, I fry a Carson O. Kimball. I think that must have been a typo or something like that. Dave Hawkins says, how's Brett after his house is burned down? His house has not burnt down. Okay, well, wonderful. Great. Okay, well, wonderful. It was great to look at the chat for a little bit. The Outer Art of Floundering says, yes, peace and love. Great. A 49ers freak says, glad you are back, COK. Thank you for the welcome back. And our wonderful moderator, Happy Meg WV, says, I'm ready for talents. I'm sure everybody else is too, Meg. But well, great. Okay, cool. So I am going to go ahead and tell everyone kind of what happened to Brett, because I'm sure everybody is kind of wondering what happened and why he would post such a random, totally out of place video. So I did watch, not last week, but the week before, Brett did a solo show because I was sick. And in that show, I think he was having some major technical difficulties the whole show. He didn't realize that he was. And then at the end of the show, he kind of, just for the lack of calls, I think, was sort of having, he was feeling inadequate. And he said some things. He said that I made him feel like, or that he felt some voice in his head was making him feel like he was just merely feeling like a guest. You know, I think with Fred coming on, our good friend Fred A. Phillips coming on the show, I think he felt a little bit jealous because Brett has a problem comparing himself with other people. He doesn't do it. He doesn't talk about it very much, but I think that he saw that as, you know, hey, what about me? You know, why aren't people upset that I'm not on the show? And so I think that he was feeling that, and he was carrying some feelings of inadequacy, and he thought that, you know, maybe I thought that he was just merely a minor, you know, host of the show. No, Brett O'Call is a 100% equal co-host of Mormon Talk. Everyone knows this, even Brett. Sometimes, you know, the adversary likes to make people feel inadequate, to make them shy away from the things that they're meant to do and really good at. And I know that Brett knows, that everyone knows, that he is a wonderful host and that he is very much valued. He is not seen as a minor guest of the show. That's absolutely bazongle, because he's been on the show almost every episode, and he is the co-host of Mormon Talk along with myself. It even says right here with Carson O'Kimball and Brett O'Call. So Brett, just share your love to Brett next time he's on. It would really help. But concerning what happened, so he did the show. He didn't get very many calls. And anyway, the show after that, he was feeling extra inadequate. And I think that he let some dark thoughts get to him, and he was having some anger issues. Brett has been a completely sugar-free individual for a very, very long time. And for some reason that night he went to Costco, and he bought a big giant box of fruit by the foot, and he ate every single one. And he was feeling angry, and he was feeling just the voices in his head were just really just completely pounding down on him and stuff. And so push comes to shove, the show's about to come up, and he could have canceled, but he felt like that wasn't an option. And so instead of doing the show that he couldn't do at the time, he posted a YouTube video that I think that he found of a house burning down. And Brett, when he was younger, had a bit of an anger problem. He had some estrangement issues with his parents. His parents were not perfectly like harmonious together and stuff, and Brett had a hard and relationship with his dad. And Brett, one time, it was a big giant issue or a big giant scare. There was a local fire in Lehi, and Brett had went into his backyard and set his family tool shed on fire and committed arson in his own backyard. And so I think that flame still burns with it, I think that episode still has made an indelible impression on him and still kind of represents Brett a symbol of him wanting to get some attention, which, you know what, he deserves some good attention and he deserves some love. So please, like I said, next week when Brett is back on, spread some love in him. Spread it all around. And anyway, so that's what happened. Brett he is fine now. And as far as I know, things have started to normalize and so, well, wonderful. that's it's just basically all that, all it can be about it right now. Anyway, okay. Sorry for my blabbering and blathering and yammering on. But, okay, 2 items for you guys. One is a very sad one, and I really hope that I don't get Samuel the Lamanited and have a bunch of arrows, splashed at me right now. But unfortunately, my wife deleted pretty much all of my work for my upcoming book, PEG, The Dark Synergy of Porn, Excessive Eating, and Gaming, which was the release date was October 21st. That's going to have to be pushed back. I assure you that I am diligently rewriting the entire thing, and it's been very trying for me. I don't know if anyone's ever written 80% of a book and had it completely erased, but it's a very, very dismal experience, and it can make you feel very, very discouraged. But you know what? Any setback, my friends, in life that you ever experience is an opportunity to show the Lord and to show your family, your friends, and yourself, and even the devil, that you are not going to give up, and that you will keep pushing forward and thrusting forward with all of your might. Okay, even if you're knuckling your way through, clawing your way out of the pit, it's that sheer willpower that really sets you apart from your destiny and from falling short of your destiny. So do not ever lose those pages and give up in any aspect of your lives. So there's that. Sorry, sad news. I apologize. I'm doing my very best Scouts honor, I promise you. Number 2, next Monday is the 3rd semi-annual Mormon Talk General Conference Edition. We will be having special guests as the other times before, and we will be broadcasting on Monday instead of on a weekend. And we did this because we have Talent Talk this week. We cannot forget Talent Talk. That is our commitment. And so next week will be General Conference Edition. I hope every single person here will be in attendance. Please press the subscribe button, and we'll see you next week for the big show. And we will be taking calls at the end of the show, by the way. Anyway, wonderful. Now that is finally out of the way, I can go ahead and open up the phone lines. Hello there, Hello there, caller. This is Carson O'Kimball, and you are live on Mormon Talk. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Carson. What's going on? This is Nick.
Hey, Nick. How's it going there, pal? Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have a question about my faith. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Or maybe do you have something uplifting you'd like to share to our audience?
Yeah, Carson, I actually have a few questions.
Wonderful.
The first thing is I want to send my prayers out to Brett. You know, I feel so bad right now for him. I'm fapping
Right.
as hard as I can for him. You know,
Oh.
I mean, my heart just feels so sorrow for him.
Yeah, you know what? I'm right there with you. But the reason why I'm not, weeping right now is because I'm on the other end of Brett, and you guys can only see through the screen, but I'm on the other end, and I can see a lot more. And I know that Brett is doing wonderful right now, and if he were here, he'd want everyone to know that he's doing just great. But you know what? Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, of course. The other thing is, I made a song a while ago. I made my first song, and then I made another song I emailed you guys about. It was kind of a rap to convey to the youth about Mormon talk and how cool it is. So I don't know if you heard that one. But
Right. So tonight is
sent
Talent Talk, and I didn't get a chance to look at any of the talents, but last month's Talent Talk was pretty great, and so you know what? I just loaded up all the talents in, and I did see the word rap in one of them.
Oh,
so
that's great.
I think. Let me see here. Is your name Nick B?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, wonderful. Everyone will hear your talent, including myself, once Talent Talk begins.
That's great. And then the other thing is, I remember there was a girl who used to come on the show. I can't quite remember her name, but how come she hasn't been on the show in a while?
Was she on the Talent Talk? Or sorry, was
She was on,
the General
she was
Conference
on General
edition?
Conference. Yes.
Yeah, that's one of my best friends. Her name is Rebecca, and she was a guest for our General Conference edition, but she has not been a guest otherwise. With our General Conference edition, we do try to give talks or addresses that we actually think are very important for people to hear, and each person takes the time to figure out what they're going to talk about. Just like a real General Conference, but we are not real General Conference. I hope everyone got a chance to watch General Conference last weekend because it was absolutely amazing. But anyway, no. But Brett and I, what we do is we put our heads together and we figure out who we're gonna invite to speak on the show. And she came up, and we gave her a call, and she was happy to come on the show.
That's great. And the last thing I just want to ask is, Brock, when do you think he'll be on the show again?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see now, won't we?
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
My thoughts and prayers go out to Brock, Brett especially. Hopefully he's doing very well, and his back recovering, and hopefully your sickness, hopefully you get over that.
Anyway,
I'm fapping as hard as I can for you guys.
Oh, okay.
All right, see you later.
Well, wonderful. Thank you for calling in. Hello, caller. You are on the air with C. Kimball. Welcome to the one and only Mormon Talk. You're live on the air.
Hey, Carson, how are you doing?
Doing well. Doing wonderful. Welcome to the show.
Good. I feel bad that Brett's not feeling good, but I'm glad to hear that he's okay. I was worried about him the last episode.
He's doing fantastic. Thank you so much.
I'm glad. I had two questions for you.
Great.
The first one is just a technical question. 2 episodes ago, it looked like Brett was doing an episode, but like there was just breathing. Is there any way we can actually get the audio for that? Because I'm sure he was saying good things. We just missed it.
Okay. Yeah. So Brett recorded that at his home, and I did see. Well, I saw parts of the episode. I skipped around, and I did notice there was breathing in the background. I think maybe he was watching.
Know what that was.
I think maybe he accidentally left on an ASMR video. He watches ASMR videos sometimes to kind of soothe him.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called, ASMR. And so I think he was
I've
listening
never
to
heard of that.
maternal breathing. And anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think it
No,
went awry.
that makes sense. No, it's good. I was just wondering what was up. I guess I really have two more questions. The first one, obviously with COVID, like everything's been shut down. I haven't been to church in months because we just can't.
Really? Wow.
I guess, yeah, they just haven't opened them up back in our area.
Oh.
What are you doing to like I miss going to the temple. What are you doing to keep like that spirit in your house? What are you doing in your own family to do that?
Absolutely great question. So, while we are able to, visit the church, as long as we adhere to certain rules,
Yeah.
for when we can, there is still that void of, oh my gosh, I really wish I could go to the temple. I really wish that I could
Yeah, seriously.
go do a session
Like
with
I'm starting
my
to forget
wife.
that
And
feeling. It's taken forever.
right, it's very difficult, and I hope you were able to watch General Conference. Elder Holland's talk about this was amazing. He did talk
I
about
loved
this.
it.
Yeah, it was awesome. But basically, what I do is this. I remember that, and I'm going back to General Conference when I'm articulating this, but there were times when Elisha, was dwelling in the wilderness, and when the prophets and people, they weren't able to go to church, but they were able to dwell in the wilderness, and they were able to just kind of be alone with God. And I think that the way that I try to overcome it is I will go hike somewhere alone and bring my headphones with me, my trusty AirPods with me, and I will listen to talks, or I will listen to the scriptures, or I will listen to the choir and orchestra at Temple
It's a good
Square.
idea.
And I'll really just invite the Spirit and just be out in nature, in the world that our Heavenly Father carefully handcrafted, and I'll really just try to seek Him in the things around me, and whether that be the tiniest little flower or the beautiful and grand sunset, and when I do that, there's this numinous presence of God that will seep into me and will fill me with His love. And wherever His love is, wherever we can feel that, there He is. Well, obviously there He is also, but when we put ourselves in a position to feel His love and to be filled with it, that's what church is. That's what the temple is. And so we have to make ourselves that clean temple for His Spirit to enter into.
For sure. I love that idea. The last question I have, and then I'll let you get on with the other callers.
Great.
It's been so long since I've been through the temple that I'm starting to not only forget the feeling, and I love the advice that you had, and I've got the AirPods too. I'll do the same thing.
Wonderful.
I'm wondering if you can remind me the names of the tokens of the Aaronic.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon
Hello?
Talk. Welcome to the show.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Oh, hello. So I'm just wanting to know what you thought about my nonprofit that I'm starting. So I've had it up and running for a little bit. So you've heard about, when you give a dog a bone, like it's helping them, right? And like they enjoy the bone, right?
Right, exactly.
So sorry, I had a cough. I'm thinking
Me too.
of bonus.
Hello? Caller?
Bonus. Hello?
Sorry, I have a cough too. What were you saying?
Boners for
Hello, caller. You're on the air with
Hmm.
Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to the one and only Mormon Talk, live on the air. You are. Go ahead.
Bless this show. All right. It's about your cough. Are you still sick, man? I've been watching and I'm just concerned about the cough. 'cause
It's a
I have
little
one
bit
too,
of a so the cough isn't like an active, like it's because my throat's just been ravaged while I've been gone. While I haven't been on the air with you guys, my throat has been ravaged day after day. And so it's still a little bit raw, scratchy, just from being just all the coughing.
Yeah, understandable. I have a cough too. I got mine from just taking big black dick nigger.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. This is a family-friendly show. Please, let's keep everything family appropriate. Welcome to the show. Do you have any questions about my faith? I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Or perhaps, do you have something uplifting to share?
Did you hear the talk about the two women in the cup in conference?
No, I didn't. Wait, I watched all the sessions. Sorry, who gave the talk?
I don't remember.
Oh no, which session was it? Was it on?
I think it was priesthood.
Oh, there was no. Okay, this is a troll call. That's a troll call. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yes. Hello, Carson. This is Brother Flick. How are you doing?
Hello, Brother Flick, and welcome to Mormon Talk. Unfortunately, we're a little laggy right now. We usually get laggy on Talent Talk, but hopefully the audio is good, despite the video being a little choppy. But nevertheless, do you have any concise questions about my faith? I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Or do you have perhaps anything uplifting to share, concisely?
Well, I actually do have a question to ask you, Carson. I do have good news. So me and my girlfriend, we've been dating now for a little bit over 6 months, and things have been going really good. However, I wanted to ask you for a little bit of advice, Carson. Things are getting really serious, and I wanted to ask you, how long was it when you and Scarlett were dating before you actually got on your knee and asked her to marry you? Because things are getting really serious, and I just need some relationship advice.
Well, while I think that me telling you that might be a fun, zany thing to hear, I don't think that it's the same in every case. So, sometimes you're ready to tie the knot when the Lord tells you to, and that could be sooner than later. Some people might court for a year or two, or some people might court for a couple months, and have a wonderful and fantastic marriage for time and all eternity, frankly. That's a big decision to make, but it just comes down to this. Ask yourself, not only do you see yourself with this girlfriend for time and all eternity, but do you see her and yourself also? That's more personal. Obeying the Lord for time and all eternity. Having a close relationship with Him too. It's not just you and she. It's He's in there with you guys, and so
Yeah.
Ask yourself: is she ready? Does she have that strong relationship with the Lord as well? And can you see her having a relationship with Him forever? And if you can,
Well,
it's a pretty good sign.
yeah, definitely. I mean, we've come a long way together. She's a newer convert than I am. I became I became a member in 2015, and she became a member in 2016. So we're both converts, and we've already told each other that we love each other. So the reason why I wanted to ask you advice is because, I really see her to be the one for me, and I don't want to mess it up by asking her too soon or asking her too late. So that's why the reason why I wanted to ask you, because you seem to have been successful with your wife, and it's hard.
You know, Clayton, here's the deal.
Yeah.
It is hard. And it's going to be hard, sooner or later. It's hard because you're afraid that if you get down on your knees, she might say no. And that is
Right.
crushing. But you know what? If you will be the best person you can be the one, not just say, oh, she's the one for me, but be the one for her. And if you think that she sees that in you, just do it. It's like cliff jumping. If you've ever been cliff jumping, you look down over the side of the cliff into the water and you're like, oh my gosh, what if there's a rock beneath me that I can't see and I snap my knee backwards and can never walk again. But you just jump anyway.
Right.
Because that's the risk you're taking. And you know what? I have a feeling, just judging by your wonderful calls and your positivity, I've got a feeling, Clayton Flake, she is going to say yes. Don't quote me on it, but you know what? I'll bet my beans on it.
Carson, that means so much, man. I'm so glad I had a chance to actually get in and call and talk to you, because I've been thinking about this every single day, and I think that, you know what, I'm just going to pray to the Lord, and I think that in due time, I think the Lord and the Holy Spirit will help me know when the right time is to come. And Carson, I want to thank you so much for your advice. You've always been a good angel on my shoulder to help me out with all my stuff, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you know what? I'd love to be that angel on your shoulder and whisper into your ear now and then. But just know that while I can only do that Mondays, the Lord can do that 24/7 if you will rely on Him always. So just remember that. Thank you for calling in, and enjoy the rest of the show, and good luck.
All right. Thank you so much, Carson. Goodbye. Bye.
Very welcome. Hello, caller. You are on the air with Carson O'Kimball on the one and only internet show, Mormon Talk. Welcome.
Carson, how's it going?
It's going great. Welcome to the show. Do you have a question for me? I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A lot of people have questions about my faith, I'll be honest with you. Or do you have something uplifting to share, perhaps?
Yeah, so I actually just heard my cousin call in. He was talking. I'm actually a volunteer at his nonprofit, Boners for Jesus. I actually just heard my cousin.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with
in.
Carson O'Kimball. Please turn down the sound on your monitor, immediately, please.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
I did that. Oh, thank you. Good calls so far. Beautiful calls.
Oh, thank you. Well,
I'm
I
a Mormon,
agree. Thanks to all our callers.
I'm a Mormon, and I'm just interested in, are Mormons allowed to own guns?
Of course. Were you told by one of your leaders that you can't own a gun?
No, I just wanted to see, because I see Mormonism is very peaceful. I just wanted to know if it was okay if, I am, as a Mormon, am able to walk into the church and be, safe and just be a gun owner and, not be, unholy and walk into a church and not, defile it.
I don't think you're supposed to walk into the church with a gun.
No, I'm not saying, with a gun, just be a gun owner and be able to...
Yeah, of course you can be a gun owner. Yeah, absolutely. Do you like to hunt?
Okay. Yeah, I like hunting. Do you like hunting?
I sure do. I love hunting.
I like to go on Mormon hunting trips and stuff, just with some friends. Kill a shit ton of Mormons because your religion's a joke, you fucking nigger.
Okay, I just want to have a little timeout, everyone, real quick. Caller, just hold on for 1 sec. Just let everyone know that we've had mostly wonderful calls tonight, but some of the calls have absolutely been a splash, and I just want you guys to know that there are families that tune into this show, and some of these parents have got pretty good reflexes and can cover their children's ears right in time, or mute their television set. But some people are not so quick, and they shouldn't have to be so quick. So please, let's keep the filth completely somewhere else. Go save that for a dumpster, or a dumbster, because it's dumb trash that is being said. So please discard it in the nearest trash can, and not into the ears of the families watching this show, or any viewer for that matter. But anyway, hello caller, you're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, hey Carson. Thank you so much for having me on. I've been a long time viewer. I've been wanting to call and talk to you, and so yeah, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show. You're always welcome to call in.
Yeah. I was really happy this weekend watching conference. It's always a good experience, of course, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it was really nice to see that the prophet was talking about really focusing on racial issues, right? And trying to make good, positive change in the church, right? I mean, I think that's something that it's like the elephant in the room of Mormon history, right? Of the whole world for sure, but of Mormon history especially. And I think there's, nobody's perfect, but I think it was nice that they're now making more of an effort, right, to say, hey, this is wrong. So I was just interested to hear your thoughts on the talk that was given.
I absolutely agree with you. And I'm really glad someone called in and brought up, one of his addresses, because they were amazing. Mm-hmm. And I totally agree with you. And one thing that I think is very important is to know that, when the prophet speaks, he's not just talking to, Zion. He's talking to the whole world. Mm-hmm. He's the prophet of this entire, planet chosen for right now. And right now there is so much horrible things happening. And and people in this country have kept alive a very, very bad and disgusting thing where, we view we view other people differently based on how they look, where they're from, how they talk, whatever it is, and that's an obvious wrong for most people. But there are some people that just still can't get it. And there's this wonderful song that it's a primary song that's always touched me, and it says, "If you don't talk like most people do, some people talk and laugh at you, but I won't. If you don't walk like most people do, some people walk away from you, but I won't." And I think that while it's just so obvious, that judging someone on the color of their skin is one of the donkiest and dumbest things that you can even think of. Like, how does that make sense? It's still a problem for some people, and because some of us are just like, hey, that's so zany. Like, why would that? Isn't that just like an old school thing that some people in the past did because they were dumb? My thing is that's what a lot of people think, but no, there are still people that think in those terms, and so everyone should heed the prophet's voice and absolutely 100% banish racism to hell, which is where it belongs, and Satan's the author of it. And you know what? You're talking about LDS history, okay? And the thing is this: it's just the prophet is saying unequivocally, no racism. It's bad. It's wrong. It's always been wrong. And if someone
has always been wrong.
Taught that was okay for a bit there, they're wrong. And he said it himself. And so that's all I have to say about that matter.
Well, that's really good. I think it's so important that they're taking steps. I feel like the church has an interesting history with race, especially with, in regards to like the 1978 policy and reverse on the priesthood ban.
I don't know. I just think it's interesting that God's one true church on the earth today that was restored, that they, you know, it was only up until, you know, the 70s, you know, 1978, that, you know, a large majority of the membership of these people of, you know, black people that could not have the priesthood or receive saving ordinances. I just think it's interesting. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the 78 revelation and doctrine change?
Okay. Well, here's some thoughts that I actually have.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, people kind of think like, okay, prophets are completely infallible. No. In fact, if you look at the Old Testament or even just, you know, apostles in the New Testament or modern day prophets, every single one of them is a human being. None of them are infallible people. Not a single one. In fact, the Lord has called prophets and literally has said that he wants to use weak things to bring to pass his purposes. And weak means weak. It doesn't mean these are the strongest, most incredible people on the planet. I'm not trying to talk anyone down, but what I'm saying is, why? Because I've thought about this too, and Brett and I have been asked this on our mission many times. And here's the thing: people think, oh well, you know what? Why didn't the Lord tell his prophets way sooner? You know, when they were making that huge mistake. Here's what I think. A lot of the time when we are waiting for an answer, we're waiting for the Lord. You know, we wait a long time. We're like, okay, where the heck is my answer? You know, because prophets had prayed like, why, you know, can we lift this ban? Can we do this? And they've said that many times before. And it was confusing for people. Even Spencer W. Kimball said that it was confusing for a long time. But, you know, finally it's like, okay, why didn't this come sooner? And I think this. I think that sometimes we already have the answer. It's already there. It's right in front of us, but we're waiting for this grand manifestation of truth when God's already taught us, and it's up to us to work out through the lens of the gospel and say, okay, Jesus said love everybody. I already have that answer. So if you already have that answer, isn't the answer obvious? You know, lift the ban.
Yeah.
And so I think
I have a question real quick. My question is, you know, I guess the only way I can rationalize it is like, why would an all-knowing, all-loving God keep people from the blessings and the priesthood and everything? It doesn't make sense.
Right, he wouldn't.
Well, he did, though. He
didn't.
No. The prophet literally said, no, for the longest time.
Yeah, the prophets aren't God.
From 1947. Oh, well, they speak for God.
Okay, you're an ex-Mormon, and you're calling in to splash the show. I'm not dumb.
I'm not trying to slash the show.
Okay, but you're posing as someone who watched General Conference and loved it. No, you didn't.
No,
you're lying.
No. Hey,
okay,
I listened
so what
to
you're
it.
saying is, no, God is responsible. No, God's not responsible. God
they
clearly
literally
taught
said that
people.
God is responsible. No, they said they're like, we don't know why. It's God. It's up to God.
Yeah, exactly.
So is God racist?
Yeah.
Why would he keep people from?
God's
he
not
is
racist.
Okay. He's not okay.
No, and you're wrong.
Then
And this
is
one of the tiredest, most boring,
false church.
Boring arguments.
You are wrong. Boring arguments.
You're a moron.
No,
Okay. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Please, let's keep all calls family friendly and contention free, or they will be hung up upon.
I need to say something to
Okay,
that
no more of this. Hello, caller. You're on the air with C. Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk, the one and only show where you can call me and ask me questions about Mormonism.
Well, Carson, this is Frank. First of all, it's really good to see you. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing just fine. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, real quick, that was a beautiful, beautiful talk you gave to young Clayton Flick. It was nice to see something like that. But general conference. I remember hearing your talk, Carson, releasing the grip of pornography, and young Spanky was just moved to tears after watching that. And I'm on pins and needles on what kind of topics you're going to take on, because I know you're going to go full on in there, aren't you?
Well, I during our general conference editions, we've only had 2, but each time I've endeavored to, put my full self in and just do my best. And I think that, the other speakers have always done amazing. And so I hope that Spanky will be able to glean truth from all the addresses.
Well, he's really turned around. Last thought, we love Brett unconditionally. Whether or not he's on the show tonight or not, he's loved. Right. I hope he knows that. And it's good to see you, Carson. I sincerely mean that. Peace and love to you, man. I'll let you get back to your show.
Well, thank you very much. Wonderful. Okay, great. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk.
Hello, Carson. This is Randy A. Williams calling from Payson, Utah.
Randy A. Williams, welcome back to Mormon Talk. Do you have any questions for me or something you'd like to share?
Actually, yes, I did have a question for you in regards to this past general conference, if you're fielding questions of that type.
Absolutely. I'd love it.
Yeah. So I was wondering, what was your favorite talk? And I'll say what mine was after.
Oh, wonderful.
Is that...
Okay, so
yeah,
my favorite talk actually is the one that I was just talking about on that the prophet gave. Basically, on he mentioned about gathering Israel, and
and
I
remember
how, that is our greatest responsibility in this latter day, is to gather Israel, and that is one of the most important precursors to the second coming of Christ. And gathering Israel is kind of what's happening right now on this show, live every Monday. And so,
absolutely.
Or at least I hope so. It's the Lord's work. It's not mine. And he brings the people that need to be here. And so,
absolutely. Beautifully put. Yeah. So I really enjoyed that one, but I also really loved President Oak's talk on, loving your enemies, which I thought it was just a really powerful message that so many people need to hear,
Right.
And it was just like, I don't know, it was really powerful to me. But I just thought this conference was really, really good compared to the April one. I mean, I liked the April one, but this one was just, you could feel the spirit just moving through the speakers.
Right. I completely agree. And, it was a different general conference, just like last time. It was not what we're used to. Absolutely. It was done totally differently just because of COVID-19. But you know what? It's incredible. And this will always hold true, no matter what, no matter even if general conference is being streamed through Twitch, which it never has. But even if it was, where there are people that seek the Lord and seek his counsel from, prophets and apostles, and do so prayerfully, his spirit will be felt, and it'll be exactly the same. If you go to a ward or a branch in, somewhere in Africa, or if you go somewhere in Utah, the spirit's the exact same, because it's not the spirit of the people there. It's the spirit of the Lord that permeates. So... wonderful.
Yeah, no, amen to that. But anyways, I sent in a submission for, actually, I don't know if you got to hear Sue Ann's album, but she released it a few weeks ago, and we did I produced one of the songs on it, and I sang some backup. So I'm excited for that.
I'm sure everyone will be delighted to hear, including myself. And I was able to hear Sue Ann's album. I was sick in bed, but it tickled my ears to hear her artistry and yours as well. And I'm sure that it will be a treat for everybody to hear one of those renditions.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I have one more thing to say. People are really mean to me in the chat, and I
What
just
the?
like, I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Anyways.
so I can see that Beth is being mean to people. Beth H. Let's see. Let me go up to.
She's
Oh, I'm
not usually
seeing.
mean.
I'm seeing Hello Flick, bro. Hey, Happy Meg, WV. Please keep an eye on people in the chat. You know, kind of teaming up on Randy Williams here. If you do
Thank
see
you
that
so much.
happen,
I really appreciate
please institute bans or warnings as necessary. But I'm sorry that you're having that experience.
Thank you. No, it's okay. It hasn't been very bad today, just in the past. But I just, yeah. Anyways, thank you so much. Have a good night.
You are very, very welcome. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Well, I just want to read someone's testimony real quick. A 49ers Freak says, so LDS prophets have made mistakes in the past, but I've prayed about it and gained a testimony that it is of course, that it's that they're prophets. And, someone decided to call him out and say that he's being deceived, and that's pretty judgmental. And he goes ahead and says, that's too bad at Beth H, because I know that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the one true church on the earth, and that President Nelson is the true prophet on the earth today. I just want to take some time to read that and just point out how, awesome it is that people stand up for their beliefs, even when people are calling them deceitful and lying, and that they've been deceived by the devil. No, people who know the truth. And so, wonderful. Great. And it appears Beth H is saying, I haven't done anything to Randy. Well, I mean, judging by maybe how some bullying was going on to a 49ers Freak, I don't know how easy that is to believe, frankly. But anyway, forgiveness is wonderful. Forgiveness is wonderful. So let us forgive one another. We'll forgive Beth for bullying, and we'll forgive everyone else for maybe being rough and tumble as well. And we'll keep moving forward. Take a couple more call. I'll take one more call. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk.
Hey, Carson. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Welcome to the show.
Fantastic. Glad to hear it. Hey, just wanted to invite the spirit back here and just read a quote from Elder Holland from this past General Conference.
Awesome.
That struck a chord with me, and I thought that would be a good way to get the spirit back here. Is that okay?
That's perfect. Please go ahead.
That's fantastic. So I'm not sure if you remember his talk or not, but he had a great quote in there where he was actually talking about the spirit and the grit of Prophet Brigham Young. Do you remember this? Where he's talking. He references. I can't remember which talk it is. It's from the teachings of the Prophet Brigham Young, though. And Brigham Young, he mentions in there, it says, the Negro is damned and is to serve as his master till God chooses to remove the curse.
I think some people are a little bit obsessed. Okay. All right. Well, wonderful. Let me go ahead and take a look at the chat. Two Drunk Mormons says, don't try to talk about racism. He just hangs up on you. Well, that couldn't be furthest from the truth. Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? Great. I'm just going to go ahead and not look at the chat for a little bit. And we're going to go on break. But before I do go on break, I do want to quickly say, this sounds a little weird, but we have had some people reach out and ask to sponsor the show. Anyway, if there are any, this is kind of a long shot, but you know what? There could be some people out there. I hope you hear me out. If there are any farmers out there or people who have their own chicken coops or things like that, have you ever had an issue with your hens attacking their own eggs? If that is the case, it can be very devastating. That can be very devastating. So I just wanted to let everyone know about a wonderful product called Cackle Hatchery Ceramic Nest Eggs. What these eggs do is you can place these ceramic eggs in your coop, and if the hens are getting a little peckish and trying to peck out their own eggs, if they peck at some of these ceramic eggs, it will be to no avail, and they'll be hurting their beaks, and it'll discourage them from pecking eggs in the future. So please, if you're having any issues like that, purchase some Cackle Hatchery ceramic nest eggs. When using this method, make sure you gather the eggs just after they are laid so that you can further discourage egg eating. After a while, your hens will get tired of pecking at plastic and get a sore beak, and hopefully the habit will fade. So everyone who is interested, please go to the link in the description, and if you purchase this product by clicking that link below, it actually helps the show out too, and it also helps Cackle Hatchery out as well. So please, everyone, take a look, and if you're considering getting chickens in the future, which you should, because it's far superior to buying store-bought eggs, which are really high in omega-6s, too high in omega-6s. Purchase them now, because that way you'll have them ahead of time, and you'll be able to, once the time comes to, have some eggs, you can get cracking before they start cracking the eggs. Anyway, wonderful, everyone. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And we are back. Hello, everyone. I am back to the show, and we're going to go ahead and begin with talent talk here. So sorry, everyone. Okay. Looks like we still have calls coming in. We do not take calls during talent talk, but for everyone who is obviously new calling in right now, talent talk is once a month, first Monday of every single month. And it is a special show where we display talents that are sent in to us via our email address from fans of the show all around the world. And so we get to enjoy each other's talents. I wasn't able to look through any of them, but judging by some of the names of them here, it looks like we have a very colorful show. Okay, well, wonderful. So I can kind of, judging by the titles, kind of see what is what. But anyway, without further ado, everyone, let's go ahead and go forward with Talent Talk. This first talent is sent in from Hannah, and she is singing a song.
He gives us hope when hope is gone. He gives us strength when we can't go on. He gives us shelter in the storms of life. When there is no peace on earth, there is peace in Christ.
Okay, that was pretty short, but that was it. Wonderful. Thank you for your beautiful singing voice. Okay, this next one is from Ronnie, and he has colored a picture of Nephi. I think we had this coloring book too when I was a kid. Or sorry, not when I was a kid, but just in our home, you know, growing up, my younger brothers had a lot of the gospel coloring books. But it looks like Nephi is steering a ship. Cool. Well, great job, Ronnie. And it looks like this was done on the computer rather than with markers or crayons. But still, I think that's the markers and crayons of the future. So wonderful job, Ronnie. This next one is from Beth, and she likes to do ventriloquy puppet shows, usually with a Christian-centered message.
Hi everybody, my name's Beth and this is Annabelle. Hello! Do you want to see a trick? Ooh, yeah. Where'd you learn this trick from? My friend Brett O'Cool. Brett showed you a trick? I don't remember Brett showing anyone any tricks. Showed me! Why does it involve a hammer? Ready? Sure. 1, 2, 3! Oh! What are you doing? That's not a very good trick. You're mashing banana into your clothes. That's alright. Ugh, Annabelle. Yuck. Mashing banana into your clothes? Are you serious? How is that a trick? That's how you mash banana. No, it's not. Goodness me, why did you do that? Well, you see, you wash my clothes, you give me clean clothes, so I can do whatever I want. No, that's not how it works. You know, with an attitude like that, it's like saying, Jesus forgave me and paid the price for my sins, so I can do whatever I want, even after he's given you a new life. Yeah, so? No, it's not how it works. Jesus forgave you and gave you a new life so that you live differently. Just because you get clean clothes doesn't mean you can go filthing them up, Annabelle. The Bible wants us to live differently because Jesus forgave you. Just like we don't just go mashing banana into our clothes just because they're clean and just because you can. Okay, you got to try and keep yourself clean because you have been forgiven. Oh, I see. Okay, we'll have to go clean that up now. Alrighty.
Wonderful. What talent that must take to be able to have a puppet and split your personality so quickly and so effectively. I think that for most people it'd be very difficult because it would take some time to snap into a different mindset. But Beth has this wonderful talent of, you know, having one personality and then instantly going to a different other personality in order to put on a show. And I think that is a very fantastic gift that she has. Well, wonderful. Great. Okay, this next one is from Sue-Ann Bocut and Randy A. Williams. They did another collaboration. And these guys, I have to say, I've heard this talent before. I've heard this song before. I have to say, these guys are such a dynamic duo. They could be famous. I'm surprised they're not already. I really hope that they can find some time to perform together in public, and really, you know, show their stuff to everybody. But you know, what a great place to start. Talent Talk. Let's go ahead and roll the tape.
This is Randy Williams production.
Hey boy, I like your suit. Has anyone told you that your eyes are really blue?
your style. Has anyone told you that you've got a perfect smile?
They say we're just talking, but I think there's something more. They say we're just talking, but I think there's something more. They say, but they don't know.
Yeah. R-A-W.
Hey boy, I think you're swell. Has anyone told you that you've got a great smell?
Hey, girl. That's kind of strange. But I thought I might ask you if you join me on a date, please.
They say we're just talking, but I think there's something more. They say we're just talking, but I think there's something more. They say, they say we're just talking.
We're just talking anymore.
But they don't know.
This has been a Randy A. Williams production.
Whoa, that was a great song, but I never really took the time to appreciate all the colors. Like, that was very colorful. I had to look away at times just because it was like, oh my goodness, there's so much color going on here. But what a wonderful song. Just what a display of talent and originality from those two. They are a dynamic duo. We always hope to hear more from them, and maybe someday when Brett and I won't get out too much, but let's just say if there were a certain event that were to happen in Utah Valley at some point in the future, with Brett and myself present for some sort of Mormon Talks event, what a wonderful treat it would be to have them perform live for everybody. But that's just a dream that I personally have. But anyway, thank you very much for that wonderful song. Okay, this next one, it's from Spanky, and it's a puppet show about saying no to doing marijuana. Yeah, okay, that's what sorry, there was an email going along with this.
Hi, Mormon Talk. Hi, all the faithful families gathered round the TV for some wholesome entertainment. My name is Spanky, and I have a very important message. Marijuana is evil, and Satan is always there to try to tempt you with the promise of a pleasant marijuana trip. Luckily, the Savior is always there. I hope you watch this dramatic interpretation of when Satan tried to lure me away with the devil's lettuce. I'm going to tell every kid in the neighborhood that marijuana is cool. And guess what, pal? This is my dojo. And I know you're afraid of this book, but I'm going to give you a real good reason to be afraid of this book, pal. Yeah! That's right, Satan. Got a lot more for you, buddy. Got a lot more. Go mix it up all night, Satan. Bam! Feel my heat, Satan. Taste it. Feel my love, Satan. Feel my unconditional love. Oh, you don't like my commandments. You don't like windows to his love. Bam! How do you like me now, Satan? Oh, yeah. Oh, tough guy. Oh, Jesus, please stop. Oh, you're a tough guy. Satan, you're a tough guy. Oh, look at the tough guy, Satan. Yeah, feel me, Satan. Jesus, it hurts. Oh, it really hurts. You hurt me bad. Aw, is that a little girl I hear crying? Is that a little girl? What happened to the tough guy, Satan? The tough guy that was giving me a hard time and my friend Spanky trying to get him to smoke marijuana. Well, that's what you get, pal. Windows to his love upside your head. Now, Lucifer, get out of here. Spanky, I'm sorry you had to see that, pal. But sometimes the love I gotta dish out, it's gotta be tough love, man. Anyway, how about we go get an ice cream and read Windows to his love? How does that sound? Really, Jesus? Ice cream and Windows to his love? Maybe we can even listen to Ragtime. Whoa! Yay! Jesus saved the day! Thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much!
Oh, okay, awesome. I'm sorry to all the families that maybe thought some of the imagery was a little frightening. I hadn't screened these videos before the show, but again, the puppetry, the talent is just abundant in this audience. So thank you for thank you for that talent, Spanky. Okay, this next one is from Clayton Flick, and he has a costume talent, submitted a video of him trying on a Halloween costume, and I think doing a talent to go along with it. So let's go ahead and take a look.
Hi, Mormon Talk.
Oh, whoops. Got some acting skills that he's displaying, where he's revving the chainsaw and really just showing some vigor and trying to be intimidating. Well, wonderful, and I hope that your Halloween is one that is very safe and family friendly. And I think that the chainsaw might scare some children, but maybe if it's around adults, that's great. Brett is not a Halloween proponent, but regardless, it's just myself today. So I don't know why I'm saying that. Okay, this next one is from Albert, and it says that he is going to demonstrate a dance. Okay, I apologize to any of the families. Okay, this next one is Nick B. Oh, the rap. Nick B says that he, has submitted this rap about the show, and he had made a Mormon Talk song before, and it was appropriate, and so I'm hoping that this one's appropriate too, but we're going to go ahead and take a listen, and everyone, this is a rap song. And Brett, if you're watching, this is not us endorsing rap, but this is us letting people freely express their talents.
I love Mormon Talk. Do you love Mormon Talk? This is the Mormon Talk anthem.
I think it does have a little bit of a catch.
Fred, Brock, Carson, Brett O'Call, praise the Lord. Pray when you're bored, go to the floor, play them chords, ayy, get down to the beat. When I'm fasting, I really don't wanna eat. Brock's super cool, cause he's sitting there nice, always gonna fap to the end, that's right, ayy, yes. Carson is cool, cause he's got that book, and he ain't no fool, yeah. Mormon Talk, get down to the beat, cause Mormons rock. Fred, Brock, Carson, Brett O'Call, yes, right, stomp those feet. Mormons are cool, so get down to the beat. And we hate all the trolls. For all the families watching, it's kind of just getting old.
How could you call into an LDS show?
Praise the Lord. Pray when you're bored. Watch Mormon Talk. Brett, watch Mormon Talk. Carson, watch Mormon Talk. Brock, Fred, watch Mormon Talk. Watch Mormon Talk every Monday.
We tuned in and we tuned out.
that was very well written and very well done. I think we have found a rising star in the talent talk world. Wow. I think that you've displayed some serious beats and are very good at writing raps, writing beats, and so thank you for sharing that. Gosh, Brett and myself are both outspoken against rap in the rap world, but I think the lyrics of that one were clean, and so I'm definitely a proponent of that. That was wonderful. Thank you, Nick B, for your wonderful raps and rhymes. This next one says Parappa the Rappa.
I think it over with me. You try to count me out with my rap. All the rap what I do on YouTube, I only pay them. You feel want me show you how good I really am rapping? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, look. You just seen the life in Eden. It now, if someone.
Okay, I'd like to apologize to everyone. I didn't screen these videos, but I was kind of getting a bad feeling. Like maybe that one was gonna go in a bad direction. Maybe if I look at it privately, I can post it later on Twitter or something. Have Fred post that for everybody in case it is clean. And I apologize to the submitter of that talent. If that was clean, but we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go with my feeling there because I really don't want families to be splashed by filth. Okay, this next one is from Daniel, and he writes. Hold on, let me find the email. Hi Carson and Brett, I am an aspiring animator. Please enjoy this animation. Okay.
Uncle Donald, you have to get a new job cause we are broke. Regards, nephews. Okay. Kiss me, Maggie.
No.
Look outside, Tornado.
Quick! Well, okay. Come to work for me. Get a money.
Broom. And so Scrooge gave.
Okay. That's all, everyone, for Talent Talk. I'm so sorry to all the families that people had to see something like that. I thought it was just some weird, stupid animation. I mean, it was, but I thought it looked like it from just watching it, like some weird, abstract, stupid art project. What is wrong with some of the filth that seeps inside of your guys' minds? And furthermore, why does that filth that's seeping around inside of your own brain, why do you feel the need to splash families and innocent people on an LDS show with your filth? Why? What does it do for you? What does it do to take a family-friendly program like this where people are displaying their talents? Okay, some people wait all month for this just to show something so absolutely tasteless. It's just completely filth and stupid. And you know where that animation belongs? It belongs in something called a trash can. Okay? And we're not the trash can. You know, people aren't watching this show and opening their mouth up to the screen so that trash can be splashed into their throat. Okay? And swallowed and just internalized and digested by you. No one wants to see filth like that. That's disgusting. That's stupid. And for all the families watching, please, I'm so sorry. There's enough filth in this world, guys. There's enough filth to go around. Okay? This whole world, especially just the world that children on the internet create, is like a water park, but instead of water, it's actually just sewage. It's like a sewage water park that people are sliding down the slides and going in the wave pool and splashing each other and splashing around and running around the pool and splashing and tripping and falling and splashing and getting souvenir cups of sewage and splashing each other at the concession stand, splashing everyone all over the place. It's just a complete disgusting mess. Okay? And you know what? You're at liberty to have your own whirlpool of filth to, you know, splish and splash in with your friends. But guess what? Here's the thing. This is my water park. Okay? This belongs to the families and the faithful viewers of Mormon Talk. This belongs to myself, to Brett, to Happy Meg WV, okay, to Kyle Masta, to good people like a 49ers freak, okay, or like Frank or Randy A. Williams or Suanne Bocut. This belongs to people like that, okay. This doesn't belong to filth trolls that have come probably from Twitch, watching our videos on Twitch of people splashing the show there. This doesn't belong to you to come to just rain sewage like in a torrent all on our faces. Okay? There are families that watch this show that will have seen the image of that twisted, disgusting Donald Duck complete sewage pipe from their computers into their faces. There are people that have seen that and it'll never get out of their mind. Okay? They'll never be able to unsee ever. Okay? And I frankly was in a great mood, and I have a positive outlook for this show. I have a lot of confidence and faith in this show. And I think we need a little of that right now. Right this very minute. We need a little faith in this show after the last couple weeks. Okay? Brett needs faith in this show. He needs to know that, you know, this show is worth it. Okay? There are people downtrodden like him. So please keep the filth in the trash can where it belongs. Flush it down the toilet. And you know what? Don't go diving into your toilet to retrieve the filth that you just flushed so that you can bring it, film it, put it on this show in front of families and children. I hope that I've set you straight for the millionth time, you know, but I hope that this time worked. Okay, everyone. I'm so sorry for the filth that was on Talent Talk this time. It's happened a lot. My eyes are very red. It looks like it just might be ready to time for me to throw in the towel. Okay. This is our water park. And no splashing is at the very, very top of the rules sign. And that was a complete splash. And people who splash the show will be asked to leave the water park, period. Okay? So that the families can all enjoy the show together, enjoy the park together, and not have to worry about sewage being inside the concession stand confections. I hope I've made myself clear. Okay, wonderful. Okay, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Please go to the link in the description and check this product out. And even if it seems like a long shot, owning your own chickens in your backyard is something that I personally have never had the opportunity of doing. But after, kind of, chatting about this, with our new sponsor, I think that it's something that, once I have the space, I'll look into it myself. And I know that Brett will be very, very happy to discuss this product in the future too. And we're very grateful for our new sponsor. So please go to that link in the description, click on it, purchase your set of ceramic nest egg, and shout out to Cackle Hatchery for their wonderful sponsorship. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for calling into Mormon Talk, for sending in your talents. I'm so sorry to all the families once again for the filth that was splashed on the show. But next week is the third semi-annual Mormon Talk General Conference edition. So please tune in next week. If you haven't already, please press that subscribe button and turn on your notifications by clicking the little bell, and we will see you next week. God be with you until we meet again.
You have to share, everyone and everywhere. It's time to open up the door, let inside the poor, let them lay upon the floor. I'll bear this prayer on my knees, a snowflake around me, that I'll share everywhere. I'm holding on to Christmas till Christmas next year. There are gifts beneath the tree, does he ask of you and me to maybe lend a finger more generously? Let us give our innermost to the ones who need it most, for the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Those in need, see through me. Could I be a window to His love? So I'll bear this prayer on my knees, the snowflakes swirl around me, that I'll share everywhere.
I'm holding on to Christmas. I'll bear this prayer
There's a place I've come to know where the righteous always flow. It's a beacon for my soul. It is called Mormon Talk. Carson, show me hope that happiness is mine. Jesus takes my load through the rough and tumble time, and I will raise all the curtains up, unlatch the window to His love. I will bow my head to Thee, fast and pray, get on my knees and say, I will pray. There's a book that draws me near to His everlasting light, and the truth is witness clear, and I know what's wrong from right. Riker shows me hope that eternal life is mine. Jesus takes
This is the Mormon Talk anthem.
through the rough and tumble times. I will raise all the curtains up, unlatch the window to His love. I will bow my head to Thee, fast and pray, get on my knees and say, I will pray.
That show be they are super cool and fun. Yeah. Mormon Talk. This is the Mormon Talk anthem. Oh yeah, alright. Oh yeah. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. FAP, fast and pray. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because they are super cool and fun. Yeah. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because they talk about God and stuff. Carson, oh, he is cool. Brett O'Call, he is cool. Brock. They talk about God and stuff. Brock, God and stuff. Brock. FAP, fast and pray. Don't play video games, fast and pray. FAP, fast and pray. Fat. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. I love Mormon Talk. Do you love Mormon Talk? Mormon Talk. This is the Mormon Talk anthem.
I think it does have a little bit of a catch.
Fred, Brock, Carson, Brett O'Call, praise the Lord. Pray when you're bored. Go to the floor, play them chords. Ayy, get down to the beat. When I'm fasting, I really don't wanna eat. Brock's super cool cause he's sitting there nice. Always gonna fap to the end, that's right, ayy, yes. Carson is cool cause he's got that book and he ain't no fool, yeah. Mormon Talk, get down to the beat cause Mormons rock. Fred, Brock, Carson, Brett O'Call, yes, right, stomp those feet. Mormons are cool, so get down to the beat. And we hate all the trolls. For all the families watching, it's kind of just getting old.
How could you call into an LDS show?
Praise the Lord. Pray when you're bored. Watch Mormon Talk. Brett, watch Mormon Talk. Carson, watch Mormon Talk. Brock, Fred, watch Mormon Talk. Watch Mormon Talk every Monday.
We tuned in and we tuned out.
This is the Mormon Talk Anthem. Oh yeah, alright. Oh yeah. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. FAP, fast and pray. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because they are super cool and fun. Yeah, yeah. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because they talk about God and stuff. Carson O, he is cool. Brett O'Call, he is cool. Brock. They talk about God and stuff. Brock, God and stuff. Brock. FAP, fast and pray. Don't play video games, fast and pray. FAP, fast and pray. Fat. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because Carson, Brett, and Brock O'Call. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because they are super cool and fun. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. Stick it up, everybody. I know mine did. Let's go, Brock. Mormon Talk rocks. Mormon Talk. 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 I like watching that show because they talk about God. Oh yeah. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because Carson, Brett, and Brock O'Call. Mormon Talk, they are cool. Carson O'Kimball, he is cool. Brett O'Call, he is cool. Most of all, everybody, Brock! Woo! This is the Mormon Talk Anthem. Oh yeah, alright. Oh yeah. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. FAP, fast and pray. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because they are super cool and fun. Yeah, yeah. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because they talk about God and stuff. Carson O, he is cool. Brett O'Call, he is cool. Brock. They talk about God and stuff. Brock, God and stuff. Brock. FAP, fast and pray. Don't play video games, fast and pray. FAP, fast and pray. Fat. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. I like watching that show because Carson, Brett, and Brocco call. Mormon talk. I like watching that show because they are super cool and fun. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Stick it up, everybody. I know mine did. Let's go, Brock. Mormon talk rocks. Mormon talk. 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 I like watching that show because they talk about God. Oh yeah. Mormon talk. I like watching that show because Carson, Brett, and Brocco call. Mormon talk. They are cool. Carson O'Kimball, he is cool. Brett O'Call, he is cool. Most of all, everybody, Brock! Woo! This is the Mormon Talk Anthem. Oh yeah, alright. Oh yeah. Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk. FAP, fast and pray. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because they are super cool and fun. Yeah, yeah. Mormon Talk. I like watching that show because they talk about God and stuff. Carson O, he is cool. Brett O'Call, he is cool. Brock. They talk about God and stuff. Brock, God and stuff. Brock. FAP, fast and pray. Don't play video games, fast and pray. FAP, fast and pray. Fat. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. I like watching that show because Carson, Brett, and Brocco call. Mormon talk. I like watching that show because they are super cool and fun. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Stick it up, everybody. I know mine did. Let's go, Brock. Mormon talk rocks. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Mormon talk. Mormon.